All right, welcome to another Teacher Dudes post-game show, and wish it was a better result there with UW losing in Corvallis 24-27 on a walk-off field goal there, and honestly, not too impressed with the play calling there in the late in the second half, with John Donovan just pulling some crap out of his butt. I don't even know what he's doing, to be honest. I mean, on that fourth and a yard and a half doing a QB sneak at that point in the game, I am not sure that would be the call that I would do. But it was getting interesting. It was exciting there in the fourth quarter. Sean McGrew had 2 touchdowns within, 15 seconds of each other. Yeah. But again, thanks for joining me. My name is Tyler at Keef67 on Twitter. And this is the Teacher Dudes post-game show. Just for fun, I like to do this, have some fun here. And quick look over at the Mariner game. The Mariners are now losing 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out, and the runner on first. So I'm going to keep my eye on that as well. But looking at this game, one thing is really interesting is that this is the first time in Oregon State history that they've ever been in sole possession of the Pac-12 North. So I think that is kind of an interesting thing there. And then, yeah, a lot of things really, really interesting. And if I'm any team in the Pac-12, I'm sitting here wondering why in the world would anybody pass against this team. You can run like you wouldn't believe against the Huskies, and you wouldn't even have to worry about it. So yeah, I just don't know. It's interesting. It is really, really interesting what is going on with this team. Wish I had some better things to say as they drop to 2-3 on the year and 0-1 in the Pac-12. The Huskies do have a bye next week before they take on UCLA, which we'll get to those scores here in a little bit. But quickly, let's go ahead and look at the first half. Not first half now at this point. Let's look at the game highlights. Things started off with a bang as Dylan Morris had a 44-yard touchdown to Bynum to start things off to make it 7-0 for the Huskies.
Morris, pressure coming, fires, the catch is made, Bynum down the sideline, Terrell Bynum, touchdown, Washington.
And then after that, Oregon State responded, making it 7-7.
And Coletto keeps Coletto, touchdown, Oregon State.
And quickly after that, things were not looking too good as Oregon State got another touchdown, making it 14-7.
Javon Bradford in motion. BJ Baylor bounced it to the outside. He'll walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon State.
And things did get a little interesting as we get going, but then the Huskies scored next, making it 17-10.
Hayes kick, and it is good.
And not the Huskies scored next, my bad. That was the Beavers that scored there, making it 17-10. But then things got fun for UW as Sean McGrew had a 39-yard touchdown run, which tied things up at 17.
McGrew, big hole to the second level. Sean McGrew breaking tackles inside the 10, trying to stay in bounds. He does. Touchdown, Huskies.
Again, and then after the ensuing kickoff, Oregon State fumbled it, and McGrew takes it in again at that point.
He keeps Sean McGrew slamming through the line, driving forward, second effort. He's in. Touchdown, Washington.
So at that point, it was 24-17. Huskies with the lead, and then Oregon State responds after the defense just opened up the floodgates, which made it 24-24 at this point. And then the rest is history, as Oregon State was able to win on a last-second walk-off field goal. And so question comes in here. UW has lost to a Michigan QB that threw for 44 yards and an Oregon State QB that threw for 48 yards. What is going on with the UW run defense? Well, I would love to know, because it's just not – it is not there. And looking at the stats, Oregon State rushed for 242 yards against this defense. UW rushed for 176. The real difference was UW passed for 142 yards compared to Oregon State's 48. And looking down at the time of possession, because I've mentioned that a couple times, but it was fairly even, although Oregon State did have the ball for 5 more minutes than UW. But it was a fairly balanced game. And one thing that was really interesting is I'm going to look at the stats here on the fourth quarter alone. In the fourth quarter alone, the Huskies actually scored more, 14-10, than Oregon State did. But the rushing yards, again, were just out of control, with right at 199 yards rushing for Oregon State in the fourth quarter. And that was a big difference, just because of the amount of time that it took off the clock. And in the total of the whole game, one thing that was really just, honestly, just piss poor. UW was 6 of 14 on third downs. That can't happen. 6 of 14. As I look over to the Mariner game here, still down 4-3. However, the bases are loaded. Bottom of the 8th with 1 out, and Ty France is up to the plate. Just took a ball 1-0 count. Again, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded, and they are down by 1. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. If you are watching, again, thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is the Teacher Dudes post-game show. Huskies lose again 24-27 to Oregon State in Corvallis, and they drop to 2-3 on the year. Oregon State, surprisingly, though, goes up to 4-1 in sole possession of first place in the Pac-12. Going to go ahead and go around the league at some of the other scores here, as I'm keeping my eye on the Mariner game. It's now a 1-1 count. And Ty France just hits into a fielder's choice, gets him out at home. So it'll still be bases loaded. Now 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. But looking around the college football landscape, Auburn is losing to LSU 19-17 with 5:30 to go in the 4th. Down in Pasadena, Arizona State is up by 1 on UCLA, 24-23. Fresno State is up on Hawaii 14-10. And the other games are all final. Again, the biggest upsets of the day. There were 2 big upsets. And they are, looks like they're going to review at T-Mobile Park to see. I don't know. Was his foot on the plate there? Looks like they're looking at, but again, the couple of upsets of the day. Sorry, as I'm looking at the game there, as Oregon losing to Stanford 31-24, and then Florida losing to Kentucky 20-13, and it looked like his foot might have been off the plate there. That is going to be an interesting call right there. We'll have to see what they call. And then another question came here really quick, and it says, at 2-3, is UW playing for Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl berth, or are they still higher bowl hopes? And I don't know. The and as he is called that at home, the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl is the dumbest name I think I've ever heard. There's been some doozies, but never been named after a celebrity. But secondly, UW's schedule coming up. I don't know. UW plays at home against UCLA in a couple weeks. Then they are at Arizona, at Stanford, home against Oregon, Arizona State, Colorado, and then WSU. So I don't know. Things are going to get kind of interesting there. As Mitch Haniger is up to the plate, bases loaded, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, takes the first pitch for a 1-0 count. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get going because I want to watch the rest of this Mariner game, see what happens there. Again, thank you for tuning in. We will be going live tomorrow during the halftime of the Seahawks and 49ers, and of course, the post game as well. So we hope to see you then. Please be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we will talk to you later.